you. I
Okay,
don't see
okay.
anything else.
But you can see the comment on the screen here, right at the bottom, that says "Welcome, Michelle."
No,
Oh, you don't see that either. Okay,
I just see me and then you.
gotcha.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I don't know if I'm sitting too close or
Nope,
too
you're
far back.
good. You're good right where you are. That's fine.
Alrighty.
Even if you lean back, if you need to get comfortable, you're okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you are a native Kentuckian?
Yes, I'm from Kentucky.
That's what they're called, right? Kentuckians?
I would say Kentuckians.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that you lived so close. I thought maybe she was, I don't know, a few miles away or something. I didn't know you were right next door.
Yeah, right next door. Exactly next door.
Yeah. But how much space is between, I mean, literally how much space? Like you got an
Well,
empty lot there?
well, between both homes, it sits on about 10 acres, and there's about two and a half over there.
Oh,
About,
okay.
I mean, you can walk there, no problem. It's like a half a block. It's like walking to 4 houses down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
See, and well, you know what? We'll get into it when we start up here. Hey, everyone, welcome in. Everybody's shuffling in right now. Please give a warm welcome to Michelle. Her page on Facebook is Sweet and Crazy. She claims to be both, and which, from what we saw yesterday, sounds right. That sounds about right. Somebody was asking, why they accused me of, which they do all the time. They accuse me of clout stealing or trying to get on other people's clout. And I was like, you know what? I said this yesterday while we were watching you. I said, she seems like a genuine person. And that's what we like. Somebody genuine, not somebody full of crap, not somebody lying that you can tell they're lying or you can tell they're making stories up. Or like, she's legit and she's real, and it's nice to see real people, not well, people
Definitely
like
real.
yeah, for sure. All right, you're getting a lot of hellos. Yes, thank you. Please share the page, give it a like, give it a subscribe if you hasn't, to follow me on Facebook, and follow Sweet and Crazy on Facebook. So you came out because, now, were you in the public before? Like, did people know that you were the landlord?
I think they knew from the beginning, I'm assuming, because I guess she had shared where she lived and some people knew. So I think within the first or 2 days after she rented the home, I started getting messages on my personal page. I didn't have Sweet and Crazy then.
Yeah, so you're
And of course, what they were telling me, I already knew that there was already a criminal history. I already knew the criminal history.
okay. Yeah, because I was getting messages earlier, and they said, "Oh, she knew all about her, and she still rented to her."
I knew about the criminal history from what I was told. And then once running the background check, it confirmed what she had told me. Nothing on there that she didn't tell me on that part.
Mm.
So I didn't know about everything else that's being said.
Yeah, because one of the things that was brought up, and I think you brought it up yesterday as well, and you think you would know. Okay, so first of all, when did she?
Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta. Oh, sorry. Are
That's
you
all right.
there? I'm trying to hear you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I can still hear you. I can't see you right now, but I can hear you.
There
you go. There you are.
Um,
So when did you meet her? When did she become your tenant?
April of 23.
Okay, so this would have been, so this is the end of the second year that of her lease.
Yeah, the lease would have been up April of this year.
So as far as that, whatever deposit there was, she said use it for April. Is that what she said?
No, um, I your music is a little too loud.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can't
Let me
hear
let me
you. I'm
cut it. Let me
sorry.
cut it.
I'm not only blind, but I'm deaf.
That's okay.
Um,
There you go.
no. So when I rent out a home, I ask for the first month's rent, the last month's rent, and the deposit.
Okay.
So to be able to use your last month's rent, you have to give a 30-day notice.
Mhm.
So on March 1st, when she paid rent, she said, and I quote, I might have to be moving. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a 30-day notice due to financial reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how it was told to me. So
Gotcha.
she would have had until the end of, at that time, she would have had till the end of April to be out.
Right. Right. And then, so in those 2 years, did you ever do any kind of site inspection, like once a year? Maybe you'll go in and check the house or something like that.
It's in my lease to do that. And I did not do that.
Yeah. And this building, this trailer was brand spanking new. Is that
Oh,
correct?
yes, it's brand new. It's a 2020.
2020. And I imagine when you turned it over to her, it was like, well, I mean, like brand new still. I imagine. Did anybody live in it before her?
Yes, actually. The my stepdaughter had lived in there for a short period of time. And then I had another set of people in there before her. And then it was damaged at the from the second people. There was a situation, it was damaged. We fixed it all up, made it look brand new, had to wait months, special ordering stuff.
Yeah.
And it was basically brand new again.
No. Okay.
No,
Now.
no cosmetic problem at all inside, except for there was a spot on the floor in a bedroom. I'm going to call it the second bedroom.
Mhm.
Going into the hallway, there was a spot that was not fixed or replaced,
Right.
um, and that was it.
So the one thing that came up yesterday, yeah, I think you brought it up as well. And then overnight, I was getting messages about, find out about this, even though I think you addressed it
It's
in
okay.
those 2 years. I mean, but did you guys keep in touch? Were you friendly with each other, or?
Um, Yeah, I'm a very friendly person. I can talk to anybody. I can go in any store and I don't have to know you, and I'm a talker. So, with that being said, I don't have to know you to talk to you. I'm just a very kind person.
Hmm.
I don't go somewhere where I don't talk to somebody. So, with that being said, I gave her a second chance. She was raising her grandkids. She told me about that. I gave her a second chance. I knew about her criminal past. I gave her a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. I didn't know anything about. Um, I knew that she was on social media, but I
Mhm.
had never watched them before.
Okay.
And throughout the 2 years she lived there, I did not watch them as well. So I didn't know anything that was being said or done this whole time.
Yeah.
um we're not friends on Facebook or anything like that. So when you say, did I have communications, our communication was, do you need me to come and pick up rent? Are you home, to pick up rent? Or are one of the kids, because the kids would bring me rent, or
Mhm.
she would say, stop by and I'll get it. So the whole time she's lived there that I recall, I've been in the doorway once, not further than the doorway, maybe 2, 3 feet. And another time I recall is in her bedroom when she was helping me to set up my Facebook account for Sweet and Crazy.
Ah, okay. I'm glad you bring that up because you might have seen a comment that said, "Change your password, girl. Change your password."
I have had to. I was logged into 13 different electronics and they weren't mine.
Whoa. See.
Yes, thank you all. And it was just miraculously how things were happening and it wasn't making sense. So thank you all for that suggestion. Thank you, Laura, for helping me to do that because I'm new at this. I don't know a
Hmm.
lot of things, and people say, get your grandkids to help you. I don't allow my kids on Facebook, stuff like that. They
Yeah,
don't have their own accounts, they have other things that's age appropriate, you know?
right.
So when they say a phone is smarter than you, it most certainly is.
Yeah, that sometimes they can be, and since you mentioned the kids, that's one thing yesterday while I was streaming your video, everybody was very impressed how you interacted with your kids because a lot of us watch these YouTubers and Facebook people and they deal with their kids and they don't deal with them very well. And the way you were dealing with them, I mean, showing love, giving them attention, even though you were online, but you weren't being rude to them. You weren't telling them, okay, go, get out. I'm live, get out, get out. Nothing like that. And the kids are so adorable. They're all sweet. And the way you were handling your family, you can tell that, you know what, that's how a mom or a grandmom is supposed to be.
Thank you. If I have time for live, they come first. So they're going to come first. If I have time for a live and they come through, then I'm having time for them. And they're always going to come first.
Yeah. But they seemed like good kids. All of them, they were very, what was her name? She was helping you.
Piper. So
That's it.
everybody's asking me the same thing about the kids' name. So you got Penelope, she's the oldest, she's 16. You got Piper, she's 13, going on 30.
Yeah.
You got Paxton. Paxton's pretty awesome. He's so intelligent. He has what they say the spectrum side of autism, but
Hmm.
he's awesome. He's his own feller, and they're all siblings. And then Theodore is their baby sibling, and he's 10.
Oh,
Paxton's
okay.
just turned 12. And Kaylee's 12, and she's not related to them biologically, but they're cousins in our eyes. And there you go. That's the five we're raising. So, and
All right.
we've had them 8 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Somebody, when I was describing this in the comments, they said, so basically she's normal with the family. I was like, yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah. I mean,
You know-
I have bad days too, just like anybody.
Oh,
Kids
sure.
get on my nerves too.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's, things happen, life
Yeah.
moves. But I'm guessing a lot of us here, myself and people in the chat and people that watch you, people that watch Janelle and others, we watch others and we see the interaction with kids and it's a lot of times it's horrible. I mean, it's very horrible. So it was nice to see
Well, thank you.
you love those kids and they love you back and they were real nice. They were, I mean, I don't know. It was a breath of fresh air. But
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not going to make them come on. I'm going to ask them, and it was really surprising to me and my husband. Penelope, out this whole time I've wanted to do this. She's been adamant. Please don't ever get me on a live, and now she wants to. Paxton, he's always wanted to be live. He wants to be. Who is it, Mr. Big?
Mr.
Somebody's.
Beast.
Yes, that's him. Him and Theodore think they're the next Mr. Beast. So that's what they want to be one day. Of course they're 10 and 12 now.
Yeah.
But it's really weird to see how they didn't want, like, some of them didn't and now they do.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. That kind of warms my heart because their personality is pretty awesome, and it's sad as a grandparent to say, "What, you don't want to be on there?" Because that people would like them. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
it's good. They liked everybody, and thanks everybody for saying that.
Yes, everyone said the same thing. So now my question is, so you at least saw her once a month, pick up rent or drop off rent, however it was arranged.
Whether it was her, me going over there, She never came over here, never to my home. And it would either be Megan or Dakin, sorry, coming over here or me going over there.
Right. And in that time, because okay, so it's been, she alleges that over the years she's had cancer um, at least 8 times. And even when you first met her, when she became your tenant, and you're doing the interview and you're showing her around, most people, at least with my experience, yeah, I'm a cancer survivor. This happened to me. That happened to me. Did that ever come up at all? Her being that ill?
Never. The only thing I recall was I had just had back surgery when she had moved in. I had been recovering from back surgery. And so at the time, and so I would have to sit down, and she said, "No, it's all okay. I've been there before, and we talked about health issues, and no, none of that came up.
Never came up, or any kind of illness or
And
sickness or
even since she's lived there, she's
yeah,
never once told me she's had cancer. Never.
nothing at all. So okay, that answers that part. And to me, for somebody who's been through so much in casual conversation, especially two ladies, that would, you'd think that would come up. Unless I'm wrong, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but
No, it definitely would have come up. Being a survivor of cancer, it's definitely going to come up
yeah,
if you have had cancer. Being a nurse, I've seen that come up. Being a survivor myself, no, it would have came up. It never came up.
yeah. I just see, it seemed like it would. So the fact that it doesn't, to me, I mean, a lot of us don't believe in her cancer that she claims she had. Just all the different clues, to the typical clues when someone is seriously ill like that, are not there. And for her being online so much, I think everybody would be able to notice. Oh yeah, oh no, she is sick, but there's like
Um,
no clue.
yeah, I can. How do I say this? I don't know about most people. I'm pretty organized with my paperwork and stuff, even on medical papers. So if I ever needed to prove anything, I have it. Especially when you're a cancer patient, you keep those records because you might not have the same doctor in 5 years if it comes back. So you keep your records.
Yeah,
So you give to your new doctor. They actually, I do believe, I was told to do that. So in '08, yeah. So you keep that paperwork because you want to give it to the new doctor,
right.
especially if you're moving. And I'm from Newport, Kentucky. So moving throughout my years,
Mhm.
you want to keep your medical records if you have different doctors.
Yeah, I imagine so. Now, somebody did put here in the comments, and I did forget about this. She also claimed that she was shot in the face with a gun.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, she said she was shot in the face, and
I
ever
can't.
ever since ever since I've watched her, I've tried to look like, where did she get shot? Did you ever see any kind of evidence of, I mean, an obvious
No,
wound?
never. That's never, never.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm not going to pretend like I'm surprised or anything, but since you actually met up with her, in person, we figured,
her with makeup and without makeup, and I've not seen anything different except for maybe some moles or something that was removed.
yeah.
Since I've known her, she's had things removed.
And there were no incidents with that you knew about with the kids, or she made that claim about Mason.
I don't. I guess all I could say on that, I don't know Mason, and I've never had the time to ever talk to Megan about something like that. And that would be inappropriate, first off, for me to just come
Right.
out and
Sure.
ask the child. Um, However, I could give an opinion, and I would just bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hate to say
Here's a,
that, but if it happened, I'm sorry for Megan. I mean, anybody would be. She needs the help. I don't know the whole story. If it's happened, I've heard it, and I didn't hear it from social media. I heard it from Janelle.
Yeah. And you would hate to think that a child is making that stuff up. I mean, you wanna believe a child. I mean, you obviously you don't want to believe it, but when it's your kid, you want to believe it to protect them, right?
Right. And there was, if I'll just say this, I do know that there was cameras in every room in that house. So, with that being said, there should be proof.
If there's a mouse crawling around, they're gonna know if it's crossing the hallway. Yeah,
Yes.
agree, agree, and that's another. I don't know. There was a video. I don't know if you saw it where Megan actually spoke as to what happened and when they would meet and how they would meet in the middle of the night. Oh yeah, she explained it all. How what
I
happened.
I've not seen that, and that's
Yeah,
that Megan. I don't know what she was or wasn't doing, but she doesn't drive, so I don't know how she. I have not seen it.
yeah. Well, I mean, allegedly she was at home and he was Mason was there because of Hannah, right? And in the middle of the night, he would leave his room and then they would meet. I forgot they said in the bathroom and close the door or in a closet or something. And the whole time when she's telling the story, of course, Janelle is there, and you can kind of see her kind of prompting, continue or say this or don't forget about this or I forget what it was exactly. Anyway, I mean, I hope it didn't happen. I don't think it did. I honestly don't think it did. If it did happen, why weren't the police called and this guy arrested? And this would be all over the news had it been
Yeah.
real. I imagine.
I've not seen the video. I've heard about it. I've not seen it yet. It some things will make you physically sick, but the way you're describing it, I used to have a step parent actually, and this is a good thing that you said that. And anytime the step parent that I had
Hmm.
wanted to tell my parents that I had done something, that I had not, or that she would sit right beside me and make sure I said word for word what she wanted to say, if that makes any sense. So, um, that brings really, that's just sad. And that is mental abuse. And that's just abuse in all levels. You don't have to be physical to be abused.
Right.
So that it sounds like, that was just my opinion. It sounds like that was told to do. Like you, so
Yeah, it did. It really did. And so, okay, let's move on from that. So you leased this place out to her last month or beginning of March. You said you got the rent, and she says, "You know what? I'm going to have to move." And
she actually said she might have to. She never directly said I'm moving. She said I might have to. My finances have changed a lot because of all the haters and trolls,
yeah,
and that's from Facebook like she used to.
are you aware of any of her? So when she was on social media, every Christmas time, she had this budget for the kids. Have you heard about this thing?
No.
All right. Freaked the crap out of me out because if I'm not mistaken, there were seven kids in the house. And she said, "Oh, she was talking. Yeah, every year I have a budget." And at one time, she said, "So my budget is $700 per child,
Can I be her kid? I'm kidding. Um,
right? $700 per child."
um, wow, that's
Now, even for somebody wealthy, I don't even think they would do something like that. It'd be, well, no, no, let's,
they
tone
probably
it.
would. But I mean, if you're Trump, you probably would for your kids. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And then the $7,000 per kid in that case.
Right.
But she had
Um,
some. She had.
700. Let me see. I don't know. I've seen the income that was given to me for proof to be able to move in the home.
Mm,
And I can say she could afford that.
yeah.
So she could.
I
And
imagine at one point she was receiving some good money. I imagine.
well, I only got to see what Facebook would pay her.
Yeah.
And that's excluding other income that was coming in.
Mm,
But I and with what Facebook alone was paying her, she could afford the 700 a kid
yeah.
amount.
Could she afford to buy the place?
She definitely could have.
Because that came up yesterday. You mentioned that she asked you if she could do a rent to own. Now, was this from the very beginning or was this halfway through?
What had happened? I put the house up for rent, or sale, and somebody said, "Well, I can't." So okay, so when I met her, um, there was other people in the home. First off, looking at the home, I did a day where I had an open house, and people would come. If you're interested, fill out an application, pay your fee. We'll get back to you.
Mhm.
And she came there and somebody said, "Are you interested in selling it?" I was like, "Yeah, you can rent it, you can sell, buy it, or you can do contract for deed, option to buy."
Okay.
And so she was there all day that day precisely. And she's like, "I would love to buy it. I just don't have that kind of money." And I said, or that she had bad credit or something. It was on those terms. And I said, "Well, um, if you ever do get it together, you can." She did not choose that option. She was aware of that option, and
Mm,
she didn't choose that option. She chose the option to rent. Had she chose the option to rent to own, rent to buy, whatever they call it, she would have put a very large sum of money down, and her
yeah.
rent would never have changed. Her monthly,
Wow.
when you do a contract for deed, I'm consuming that I'm the bank giving
Right.
you the,
Right. Right.
and you've put a certain amount of money down to protect myself.
Gotcha. Yes, understood. And before I forget, yeah, there was along going back to her illnesses. One of the other claim was that she was involved in a wreck and this car flipped over. How many times? 20 times or something like that. The car flipped over 20 times, and I mean, aside from blemishes and things that people have normally on their bodies and their face, I don't see any. I mean, if you're flipping in a car 20 times, something's going to be wrong with you physically somewhere, or cuts or scrapes or deformations or something. And
You would think, I mean, you would think, but
yeah, still none of that. Okay. So she gives you this notice, and do you know she's moving out? Or all of a sudden it's like, what? Who said she's moving?
actually, she says because of loss of income, her finances has changed. She did say that. I said, "I'm so sorry. That's sad to hear that. I'm sorry that this is happening to you." And I probably said something along, you know, damn haters, damn troll, in conversation. It's not right what people are doing, messing with your livelihood. You're raising, you know, remind you, I don't know what's out there. So I'm just in the fact that I didn't know everything. So I'm like, "I'm so sorry this is happening to you." Because I was. Um, if somebody's legit, you're really sincerely sorry that they could lose a lot,
Mhm.
due to other people. It's sad. So I said that, and that was on, you know, um, a Saturday. I got a phone call. I looked it up. It was on the 3rd from a rental place asking if she had paid the rent all the time on time. She did.
Right.
Um, And actually, there was one time something was messed up, but I was aware of it. It's like, I'm not going to say something that's not true. She paid her rent on time.
Right, right.
If it was other than the first, it was due to something happened one time. I just don't recall what it was. Like something was delayed. I think a payment or something was delayed. But
Yeah.
so after that, my sister was coming into town, and my husband says, I guess she is moving. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, yeah, they just left with a trailer full of stuff. So I messaged her and I said, oh, you got me over here crying. I'm so sad you're actually leaving. It was just a couple days. It was within 2-3 days. Like, I mean, if that, it wasn't even in a week. It went from I might be moving to, um, and then she said, actually, the response was, no, I'm just moving stuff to storage.
Oh, really?
And I found now that yeah, now that she said she was moving stuff to storage, and she said, yeah, and that she had not found anything. I asked her what her price range was, and that if I came across anything, I would help her out and send her places.
Hmm.
That's what.
So this day, when you found out she was actually, was she pretty much moved out, or she was in the middle of moving out? When she said that she was just taking stuff to storage.
Well, she told us, she told me in the text message or phone conversation that it was just stuff she was moving to storage or somewhere.
Oh, okay. So somebody brought this up, and the reason people start to follow a page or follow someone and get interested a lot of times is because there's some kind of injustice is happening. In this case, with her, a lot of people were worried about the kids in the house, that they were not eating right, that they were not healthy. They were a lot of times. I mean, we saw a photograph where the bottom of the kid's feet was black, completely filthy, dirty, and they're playing inside the house. So I know a lot of people made an effort to contact Child Protective Services or whatever the agency is there in Kentucky. And, I personally will never take it that far, but I wanted to see, are these kids in danger? Are these kids okay? Are they safe? Are they eating enough? And that's why I started to um, to stream her for that. Yeah. And to see, well, other people were telling me, oh, she's this and her kids are this and her kids are that. And I was like, oh, let me take a look. So, okay. So she moves out. And the first time you go and inspect the place, how does that go?
Okay, usually when someone moves out, I don't know if you have rental property, but usually when somebody moves out, you're aware of it and you do a walkthrough
Right.
because they want their money, buddy. They
Right.
want their back. Everybody
Yes.
does a walkthrough, and they don't get a walkthrough unless they're going to screw you over. Okay, unless they don't want their money, unless they know what they've done. If I put $1,450 down, I want my money.
Right.
And if I broke a blind, I still want my money because I know that blind's only $50.
Yeah.
So, no, that just has not happened. So, hey, I might be moving, da da da. Next thing you know, you realize the traffic stops. And when I say traffic, the school bus doesn't stop. The kids aren't going at
Oh,
the.
yeah.
So something was going on. Nobody was there. Well, if you're not there, you have to be somewhere. And if your family don't live local, where are you?
Right. Right.
So, um, there was a car over there, a gray car, and I was like, I don't see the car. So I got worried that somebody might have, and I'm not saying this is a bad neighborhood. I got worried that somebody might have took it, bro, because I'm believing what she says. She's got haters and trolls out here.
Yeah.
So I went over there to go check, and I walked around the home. I saw the burn pit. No car, saw the burn pit. I walked around. I didn't look at doors or nothing. And I know that sounds kind of stupid. The front door was shut. The back screen door was cracked. I didn't think nothing. I just walked around it. Everything looked good. I called or I texted her and said, "Hey, you got all these windows open, the blinds." I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea because at this time I got it on social media that I'm going to be renting it out.
Yeah.
Uh, said at that time she didn't care. She only had one bedroom. She only had Hannah left in there at that time. She
Oh,
said she
okay.
and then the next day my husband went over there and realized the doors were unlocked and he went in.
And then you saw what you saw. So when you said initially it wasn't horrible, I guess.
Well, okay, so when you rent out rental property, you're expected the filth, the furniture being left there. You expect that.
Yeah.
When I say when I say I didn't expect what I expected, the time that I did go in Janelle's house, in her room, it was spotless. Now I clean. I'm not a filthy person. I clean my home, but I really had faith that she cleaned better than me. She would always send me pictures when she redid a room or something. It looked nice, always. So I was like, girl, you need to come over here and do my home. You know, you got all this energy. You got more kids than me, and mine are older and yours are younger. Come on over. I would say stuff like that. And so when I say I was surprised, yeah, I was surprised because she knew I was trying to give her return to her because remember, I'm thinking she's a grandmother just like me raising
Mhm.
these kids. She's lost income, so I want to give back to her. She did me right by giving me a 30-day notice. She was out way before April. I want to do right by her by giving her back her April's payment. Does this make sense? I
Yeah.
nice to her.
Right.
So she tells me she's going to clean and do all this and I'm like, Janelle, I'm busting my butt off. I'm going to get you your deposit back in your April's payment, cuz I have up to 30 days in my contract.
Mhm.
And she kept on saying, "No, girl, you keep that. No, girl, you keep that. You need it too." And I mean, I was like, "No, I'm not that. I'm not that landlord. I'm an honest landlord. I'm not doing that to you. I'm not going to screw you over your money." And she said, "Girl, I just found one hole in the wall. Hannah must have done it." And she's like, "I don't know. Everything else, I got cleaned up." And well, that's not the case. So when I say I'm disappointed, that's what I mean by I was told one thing
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
And that didn't happen. That didn't happen actually. Yeah. So
No, it didn't.
did
Now,
you did you return money to her?
I'm sorry.
Did you give her money back?
I haven't talked to her.
Ah, okay.
She's not called me. She's not apologized. She's not messaged me. I got one when we were cleaning up the yard in the trash, we found some cameras that were there, that were still on. And so, you know, then when those were disconnected,
Hmm.
then I got the doors are unlocked. Will lost his key. And I just put, okay.
Yeah, that brings up the subject of Will. So did he live there with them as far as you know, or
Yeah,
he
he did.
didn't?
He did. He lived there. He moved in. He was on the lease.
Because on many live shows that she did, she made it sound like he had moved out. He moved out for some reason.
He did move out. Um, it was nothing to what I'm hearing now that she told me. He moved out because, according to her, I can only go with what I was told. I don't know him. According to her, he never paid any bills. He was never there to help her, always taking, taking, taking. So he couldn't do it no more. And he was talking to somebody on his phone, some girl on his phone she found. And so he moved. He went to Muldrow and he moved over there. He was gone for 2, 3 months maybe. And then he came back and she's like, we have separate bedrooms. He was still back for a long time and all this stuff with him and his stepdaughter. I never heard from her mouth until recently.
Mm. So did you hear the other reason or excuse of why he was not living there anymore?
I did. That's I did. I would not be married.
Yeah.
That I would not be married if Will was my husband.
Yeah, that's the general normal, you know,
He would no
way.
longer be the stepfather to my children.
That's crazy. Now somebody brought up a question, and now this I don't think it's any of our business what somebody does behind closed doors. But you know that Hannah did. She has a certain kind of page where she earns certain kind of money. Did
Yeah,
you
a lot.
know anything about that? Not that we really can say anything about it, to be honest with you. But
I, I'm real as it's going to get, and a lot of people aren't going to like this, and I get it. I have children that are her age. They definitely don't have that, but I'll say this: my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. I am not friends with Hannah. I don't know her. I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. There, she's an adult. She can do whatever she wants. Now, there's two things. She's doing what she wants. That does not give herself a lot of respect as a human person. The way I've seen some stuff, that's just degrading. Um, that's her. That's how she wants to portray in her life with how she was raised, from who she was raised. It doesn't surprise me. Now, if she was a mother that took care of her children and did what she does to support her children, I'd give her a high five, because a mother who loves her kids unconditionally will do whatever it takes to put food on the table. So, with that being said, I'm kind of like, but she's not taking care of her kids.
right, right,
So, I can only tell you how I feel, my opinion. And that's how I feel. If she was out there doing Houdini or whatever, and she was taking care of her kids, providing for her kids, and doing what she's supposed to, if that's how she wants to protect, okay. I don't agree with it. Not something I would want myself to do or my children to do, but I do look at it from all sides when I think of stuff. So
Another question was, did you ever mention anything about? I mean, I know you're saying you didn't necessarily speak a lot, other than once a month. Um, did she ever mention anything about people around trying to lure the kids away or anything like that?
she actually did. She said something that somebody tried to break in the house one time, and I'm like, oh my Lord, did you call the cops? Um, like they wouldn't do anything. And so that actually is what she told me. And I knew somebody, and I called them and I said, hey, was there a police report made? And there was not.
Nope. Yep.
So I did not believe it. That was one of them signs, something to, first, how can I put that? I know she cannot carry a firearm because she's her,
Convicted.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to carry a firearm. I have firearms. We're, you know, so when that was said, I was like, you didn't call us, you didn't nothing. She was aware of that. You know what I mean? We can be there in 5 seconds. I mean, no
Yeah.
time. You might not allow to have a firearm, but we'll protect our, property and stuff. And I never heard no more of it. And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
I don't believe it happened. That's
All right. Let's go back to the house. You're checking all the rooms for obviously normal, like you said, wear and tear. Normal wear and tear.
I
Dirty
say
walls, maybe scuffed walls, or
I say that most people, you can't really, pictures don't do it justice. I tried to do it live. I don't know if it even did. The floor is so camouflaged. It's hard to explain.
yeah,
Even trying to do the live, the house is so camouflaged. Them floors are camouflaged. The walls, the way it's decorated, that it's so camouflaged. You can't tell a whole lot. You have to see it. So
yeah.
I tried.
So you're going through, and now you're going room by room. You see her room, which you said it was pretty immaculate. Um, and so hopefully from that, you're thinking everything else is going to be okay too. I imagine.
No, my husband took me straight to the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like, no, no. He took me straight to the bathroom.
Yeah.
My
So
husband's house before I did.
yeah,
He took me straight to. He knows how I am. Yeah.
and we saw when he or you picked up the cabinet inside the cabinet floor, and the cans are there to. I imagine they're holding up that bottom panel.
So there's a cabinet, two cabinets side by side on that long wall.
Hmm.
There's supposed to be a long board and then a short board above that. It was not a cabinet door. Well, but as you can tell, they're all supposed to be that decorative, look. And that was just a 2x4. And I didn't even realize that the day I walked around the house that the cabinets out there in the burn bin.
Oh boy.
So yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and she had canned goods holding it up. There's something coming up here. I don't.
Oops.
Oh,
In fact, let me do this while we're talking about that. Hang on a second.
sorry.
That's okay.
I was like, something's happening.
All right. So I'll let this play while you're talking.
Yeah, it would be the cabinet to the left there, right beside the refrigerator.
Okay, got it. And that's the cabinet underneath the sink. Is that what that is?
No, well, one straight ahead. That cabinet right there.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
That cabinet to the left is. It looks like somebody. To me, my husband said it looks like somebody climbed in there and their weight broke it off the wall. So no, under the. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So in there, there's a long cabinet like this, and then above is supposed to be a half a size cabinet, and they're both gone. She
Both.
did put a piece of wood in there, and um, but she put canned goods up underneath of it to hold it up.
Really.
I got some canned goods. Sorry. Look, I laugh about a lot of stuff. When I'm stressed, I get mad. And then when I'm over it, I joke about things. I know it's not funny, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep your
I got
sanity.
to. I can't live in ugliness my whole life.
Yeah, yeah. So these are the two bedrooms way at the end. Nothing majorly wrong with the bedrooms. I guess ultimately what I'm trying to get at is have you determined how much in damage or what it's going to cost you, give or take, to get this thing
I don't
rentable?
have a number yet because the cabinets itself is what's going to cost me. The cabinets and the flooring are what's going to cost me. The wall, I've decided the best way to go with this home is to mud all the holes, sand it, and repaint it with kills and stuff. The roof has been fixed. The leak, it's been fixed. There was a gutter problem, that's been fixed, so no more water damage. And the gutter was actually bent, but we had fixed it um prior, and I guess it happened again and nobody told us, so it got fixed today.
Hmm,
So let's see, I don't know, not in, because prices change from years ago when I bought cabinets to
sure.
what it might cost. So I squeak when I walk. I'm really tight with my money. So I probably go somewhere, look on marketplace, try to find cabinets, see if I can replace them. Maybe keep the cabinets but change the doors. You know what I mean, to replace. I'll figure it out. Whatever's the most affordable
Right.
way to go for my family.
And then this is just one of the other bedrooms.
The smell is atrocious. You can't tell. There's only one bedroom right now that smells. I
And
feel like something dead somewhere. I just can't find it.
oh no, maybe something is up in the attic. Is there an attic space?
No, not an
No.
attic. It could just be a lot of food, a lot of gunk everywhere. I mean, it just has it's not a deadly smell. Actually, I should not have said that. It just a lot of, you just smell something like, smells like a lot of trash, but there's, I
But
mean,
there's no trash. Yeah.
no litter box, no trash, no dog poop anywhere, but it's just something. I just,
Now those walls there, is that drywall or is that a different kind of
it's a decorative drywall from Fleetwood Homes. They
hmm.
come by 4x8. It's actually drywall, and it's just decorated. And them strips are just strips instead of, if you were remodeling a home, you would mud and put a strip and then sand it to even out. That's just to cover the gaps, the little gaps.
Oh, okay. So they don't put mud over the seams. They just put those little things. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. And those pieces are pretty expensive. That's why I said I won't be going that. I did that last time, and I had to wait 8 months for them to be special order, and I can't wait 8 months this time. So
Yeah,
we
that's a
will be
long.
painting. Yeah, we will be painting them with kills, and then paint, going over it with kills and then painting. There's something all over them, some kind of oil, something. There's a lot of food on them, a
Yeah,
lot of crowns. Yeah.
yeah. That kills is not cheap either. That stuff is it's expensive all by itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it works good, but it's expensive.
Yes, it is very expensive.
And it looks like is that a closet or a laundry room or something like that?
Let me see where we're at. That one looks like a closet. I don't see no laundry. You'd see the back door. The laundry is at the back door, by the back door.
Okay.
This is a closet.
And so
Yeah.
we saw. Well, we haven't got there yet. I don't think is the so the appliances are all yours. Is that correct? They belong to the house.
Yes, they're brand new. Well, they were brand new.
Yeah, it's
That's the front. Yeah, I'm lost. Oh, that's the laundry right there. And that's back to the kitchen, going past the pantry and bathroom. That's the door that was unlocked and cracked when my husband found it open. And that door is broke. Somebody said Mason broke it. Said there's a video of it. I've not seen it. Somebody said Mason and Hannah was fighting, and it was posted. And you can't. Yeah.
uh, it won't shut. It won't lock.
No.
Yeah.
No. It won't shut. The handle won't work. That room wasn't that bad right there. That area, just that door. Oh, there's door stoppers on a couple of doors. I didn't have door stoppers on those doors when she
Oh, so
rented.
she put them on.
Mm-hmm.
What was it with? I guess you're gonna get there. They had a bathroom. Are you gonna go into the bathroom yet? Or one of them? How many bathrooms? Oh, there's one right there.
There it is. That's where the damage was. So, so I think, I don't know if I go in there or not. Yeah. So, she told me that the toilet broke, and she took it off the rent. So the thing is, if something happens and you fix it, you get to take it off the rent. All you do is show me the receipt. Um, after I approve it. There was a toilet that had how you nick something like a dish and it breaks a little bit or something, like a little crack.
Yeah.
There was a little crack in the the upper part bowl, um, the tank. There was a little crack in it, and I said, "Well, if that ever leaks or anything, just let me know and I'll replace it." And one month, she told me it had broke. Well, she went to pay rent and it was short almost $200, And said, "What's this?" She said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you the toilet broke." I said, "Okay, do you have the receipt? Because we claimed this on our taxes." And
Yeah.
she said, "Yes, somewhere." I never got the receipt. She said she didn't know where it was. And I find out that the kids broke the toilet. It wasn't even.
Is it just a tank or is it the bowl? You said it was a tank.
When she moved in, the tank had a little crack in it. It wasn't leaking or nothing. I just was worried that it might one day, you know.
Hmm.
And then further on down, after a year or so, she said the toilet broke. I didn't even, I, I didn't even ask her how. I just assumed it was the tank. So yeah, she covered that up with the laminate.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, was that like old laminate that they just peeled it, or did she try to
I
cover
didn't
it up?
even notice it when my husband first showed me. I
Yeah,
just thought, when you're in a bathroom and you have steam on something, it buckles up if you
yeah,
don't turn on the fan.
yeah.
So I just thought the stuff on the cabinets buckled up. And then when I went over there to clean one day, I was like, that ain't even that doesn't match. So
Right.
it got covered up. So then that's why I peeled it. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it was laminate, like a sticker over a van. A van.
Exactly, and you can't leave that on there like that.
No, that's like lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so vanity probably 100, $200. I don't know. Unfinished. That's what they
Oh
were.
my goodness. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe 300. So that's why I can't add up the damage yet. I haven't had a chance because what I do is I usually go from room to room. If I'm cleaning it, I also time it, put it on I have a piece of paper, a book I keep track, and I'll put what date I went in, what time I went in, what time I finished. I'm very honest and very fair.
Yeah.
And then, and I clean for a profession, that's my profession right now. So,
And right here where you're pointing to, that was the crack that was already there.
no, there's not a crack there right
Oh.
now. I was saying where a crack was the other toilet.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there was nothing wrong with this toilet that I've noticed. I was just saying where the crack was in the other toilet because people were asking me the same question, like, "No, the kids broke it." I'm like, "No, there was a crack on it." And they're like, "No, they put a medicine bottle." So they were talking about the toilet itself. I was talking about the tank.
Yeah. All right. And then from there, let's see. Shower. Now
Yeah.
that leak was from that roof problem that you said you took care of already.
Yes, my husband did fix it. Mhm. Yeah. So if you've done what I was trying to say about this, and some people are like, well, that's your responsibility, the roof. Everybody's right. The roof is my responsibility. But it is also the renter's responsibility to tell their landlord that they have a leak in the
Yeah,
roof.
exactly. If they don't tell you, how are you
So,
supposed to know?
yeah, I can't fix nothing if you don't tell me. So,
Yeah.
why did you not want to call me and tell me that there was a leak in my roof? What were you trying to keep from me? You were trying to keep how your house actually looked or the damage that was done in the bathroom, and you didn't want me to see it because then I would not be renewing a lease. And then I don't know. I really don't know. I can only speculate why nobody wanted to tell me about that leak. You had no problem telling me about the toilet breaking and I paid for it, but you have a problem about telling me that there's a leak in my roof. You didn't tell me because we know how that leak got there.
Right.
And then she would have had to pay for that cost.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with the shower head? We noticed the other day that there was a shower head missing on one of the showers.
Yeah, it's just gone. She took it, screwed off and took it.
But that was yours. I mean, normally a shower once you use a shower head, once you put it in, I think that's one of those things where well now it's a part of the house.
Well,
Unless
this
there's an agreement that says, "Hey, I'm buying this shower head, but it's a custom one, so I'm going to take it with me when I leave, and I'll put the other one back on."
So you're so what I don't know what you're saying. So that house came with one. It was removed because it was the worst. So my stepdaughter bought a very expensive one. When she moved, she left it and we left it in there cuz it was nice.
Hmm.
So it was over $200.
Hmm.
So somebody took the head of it, the shower head, and took it with them. And it was there when she moved in. It should have been there when she left.
Yeah.
So if she put a shower head up that was hers and she took her own shower head, okay, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. Where's the other shower head then?
Right. Right.
So I
Exactly.
don't, if that's what I didn't know she was talking yet. So if she's talking, where's my shower head?
Right. So we're coming up to a
Oh,
disturbing scene in the kitchen. And that scene is, well, let's see if we get to it. I haven't seen this whole video, so I don't know if I imagine you do.
I kind of talk too much or something. But like I said, the live I was doing, I didn't think the pictures were doing it justice, and I surely did not think my live would do it justice. But I mean, it still looks good, doesn't it? But it's guys, they're damaged. I mean, I will try my best to fix them, and if they can be fixed, and if they can't, then they'll have to be replaced. Now that right there is that somebody was sitting on that. It has totally dropped. So that's a whole countertop that's been dropped.
You mean it was taken off and dropped?
No, it looks like somebody stood on it, somebody sat on it, too much weight on it. I don't know what caused it,
Oh.
but it just dropped.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I try to show people. There I go.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I have my phone charger there. I was showing in depth.
No.
I'm not good at this stuff.
Yeah, that's all right. That's nothing.
And I did not pull out that refrigerator. I did not want to. I didn't help. Yeah, I guess I could have asked my husband. He would, but I did not pull it out or the stove out. So I couldn't tell you what that looks like.
Oh, we saw what the stove looked like.
Oh Lord, I've already tried to clean it 5 times in one day. Not like, and I'm still working on it.
Yeah, don't do it 5 times in one day because you risk breathing all that crap in.
I had that fume easy off fume free.
Yeah, yeah.
I just tried it. I got like that much. It it looked like I don't know. You ever burn newspaper, a whole bunch of it, and all the
Mm-hmm.
ash? It's crumbled.
And
So
there's the cabinet floor.
you want a canned good? There's
Yeah.
some green beans, Del Monte.
I'm guessing they're expired, maybe.
I don't know how long it's been like that. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, very creative, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, had you not tried to lift that bottom, you may have never known those cans were there.
Right. I think she needs to go on DIY and show people all these tricks. Show them how to hold up cabinets with canned goods, how to cover up cabinets with the laminate sticker. I don't.
Yeah, right. Is that my imagination, or does that refrigerator look clean?
Yes, it's not bad. Did you notice the tubs and the toilets too? They were
Yeah,
clean.
yeah.
Well, her toilet was, and
I was about to say, where's that ice maker? It's supposed to be there. There.
but actually the tub and the toilet in dirty black tubs. So, yep, the fridge was clean, the tub was clean, the toilet was clean. So, and some people say I'm being a big baby because there's some dirt on the floor.
And that's just an open side of the island, right?
Yeah, they're both like that. They're identical almost. Now, I think right here I show at the bottom of that sliding door, there's a lot of water damage there. And that's either the sliding door wasn't closed all the way, or the problem that we first fixed never got fixed, and she never let us know about it again. And there's a lot of damage that way. So, as you can tell through the videos, the most damage is in all the cabinets and the
Yeah.
flooring. Um, Outside, the sliding door that was fixed today, this morning. Um, the outside was, heck, I guess while I was inside doing the live, my husband filled in the hole. I should have done that first.
Oh man, I forgot the dishwasher. How was that thing?
Not that, look, so inside the dishwasher, I should have got closer. So you know where the tray is, it does have some food in that thing. That's normal. But the dishwasher did look pretty good until you went to go shut the door, and then I saw all the dirt on the outside, the
Yeah.
things. But other than that, it was, like I said, a lot of it looks normal. To some people, it's normal, but to me, with the character that she's portrayed herself to be towards me these last 2 years, no, it is not normal or expected. I was very disappointed, very, very disappointed.
All right, here we go. I read.
Now, this is after I've done cleaned it the inside a couple of times. I ain't touched that top yet.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, maybe. There we go. There. Yeah, there was no light on the stove. I couldn't turn it on, so it's out.
So that oven.
I could take you right now into my kitchen and show you my stove. And I've had my stove longer than that stove's been in that house. And my stove looks better than that stove. I wouldn't
Yeah.
eat nothing. I wouldn't eat nothing that came out of that stove.
And for her, I know she sells like people that do arts and crafts and stuff. Even though that could be messy when they're doing arts and crafts, they got a busy table, their work area is a little busy. But in my experience, they're usually really clean people. And
Well, from what the video, I agree with you. The videos I've seen, it looks like she's always had it nice and neat,
yeah,
doing all her arts and crafts and her makeup and her nails. And from the ones I've seen recently, I
yeah.
want to say that, recent videos, it all looks like she's organized, very clean, and everything else. Boy, I was played, and so was everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other photo we showed, you showed a photo the other day, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
of the oven, and that it looked
That,
well,
yeah, that was before cleaning it.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here I go. It looks like, yeah, I'm getting in there.
Okay, yeah. It looks better than the last picture, that's for sure. That first picture
It
you
still looks bad, but
took. Well, compared to how it was when
oh my
before you
gosh.
started.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let this play. So my question to you is, I don't, well, I guess you won't know yet. How much, if there's money left over,
Well, if
is,
there's money
is,
left over legally, I'm
but
required
it,
to get over.
but is there going to be enough money left over for you to repair what needs to be repaired to be able to rent it? And plus,
Um,
can't you take into consideration too time lost? Like you're going to lose 30 days of rent.
her lease was open in April, or so, and like I said, I got the first month's and last month's rent, so her lease
Oh,
was up
okay.
anyway.
So
So
technically, so
no,
if
I've lost no. Yeah, I've lost no. No.
unless you get into May because of repairs, right?
Right. It all depends. Like if I go see what everybody sees now is what I can see. But that
Yeah,
doesn't mean if I go to replace a cabinet in the bathroom and it's water damaged underneath. There's things I can't see that nobody can see until you go to fix something.
yeah,
The unknown, there might be electrical problems. There might be I don't know, there might be leaks in the house from water. I don't know nothing yet because I've
right,
not gotten in all detail. What I do know is my locks each set 120, so we're at 240. The deposit was only 1450, so we're at 240 with the locks, 120 each. We know this today. We spent 750 to fix the outside, the roof leak and the gutter problem. So that's 750. We're already at $1,000.
right.
So if your deposit is 1450, you're looking at what? 450 more dollars
Give or
before
take.
I
Yeah,
come after you.
right.
Okay. I didn't mean to.
So, well, that brings up that question. I mean, if there's some major stuff that you can attribute to her being there or her causing damage, do you plan to go for damages?
Yeah. Anybody that's rented from me has already, people know how I am. If you do me right, I do you right. If you do me fair, I do you fair. I don't do tit for tat. I don't. This ain't tit for tat. When you take out of my pocket, you're taking out of my baby's mouth.
Yeah,
That's how I put it. It ain't nothing about anything else except for that, because people have to be held accountable for their actions. And if I don't go after them, they'll do it to someone else.
yeah,
Okay. And that way, if somebody does their due diligence, this won't happen to nobody else. So if
right,
she's rented before, this has never been in the courts before.
right.
Because if it had, it would have been, I would have been aware of it. So I will have to do my due diligence on it.
So when she signed up to lease from you, was there obviously there was a previous landlord or where she came from?
She showed me proof that she owned her home and that it was too small for her.
Hmm,
And she showed me proof of an address that she lived, and she was the homeowner of it. But she's never been evicted before under the Janelle jury.
got it. All right.
In the state of Kentucky now.
In Kentucky anyway, right? Yeah.
In Kentucky.
Let me see if anybody had any questions in the comments here, which I have not
Okay.
gotten to. The comments are just scrolling
I
big
know.
time. Let's see. Yeah, she did say if there's major damage or something else that they come up with, that she will try to recoup that for sure. And you did not give the deposit back, so you still that's still in your okay. That's good.
Yeah, and it's not been requested back neither. And I have
Oh,
text messages saying keep it, but I'm not that type of person.
yeah. Even if she did say that, still
It does,
legally you're supposed to give it back. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, mold. Any evidence of mold?
I've not noticed any at this time. I have, you all have seen what I have showed you, except for me cleaning one room in a small part of a hallway and closet. That's the most I've done so far. I cleaned one bedroom, scraped the floors and the walls and the stuff, and I did a hallway. That's the most I've done. In that room, I saw a lot of paint on the floors,
Hmm,
and walls in that room that is like it's not coming off. You would need paint thinner, and it would just burn. So that's I just started in the far back, and I'm going to work myself through the front.
gotcha. Shannon says, "Bull crap, Manny. She never made handmade products. Sound like she did. Yeah, she did, didn't she? I would see her make stuff.
I never saw it, but she did. give me a gift or two of some of the stuff that she claims that she made.
Oh, maybe she didn't make it, but because now I remember somebody said she didn't make that. That was bought at Walmart. I can tell. I've seen that before, and it's just in a little package.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if she didn't make it, well, I mean that's okay too. But I got the impression she was at least trying to make it look like she made stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
what
got
it was.
an ashtray from her, like a plastic mold ashtray or something.
All right, so Shannon Griffith, calm down. That was my mistake. If she didn't make anything, it's let's see, sickening. This is after she attempted to clean it. Yeah, this was all a few minutes ago.
And now she did tell me she was going to clean it and do all that, but it
Yeah.
didn't.
So you haven't heard from her since, and have you tried to reach out to her?
I'm sorry.
Have you tried to reach out to her, or not that you needed to, but
I mean, what am I going to say? You lied. She knows she lied. What are you going to do? She's going to lie to me some more. I can't believe you did this to me. She's going to lie some more. I should have believed everybody. I mean, who's that? There's a saying my husband's really good at. Pick your battles. Pick
mm,
your battles. And I wouldn't even be picking this battle because this ain't who I am. I'm not doing this for me, which if some of you believe that I am, I'm not. There is awareness pages out here.
sure.
I'm a person. Okay. So if you've all been conned and I've been conned and I thought I was smart, that tells me someone else is going to get conned. And,
Possibly, yeah, yeah. Now,
and
in all fairness, because those I hate using the word haters because everybody says, "Oh, those are hate
no,
pages and haters."
have their opinions. They're allowed those, but you're right. I hate the word too, but
But you created this page. How long ago did you create this page of yours?
well, I actually created one before this that she told me I couldn't use, that I had to restart this. I had to start this one. So I guess this would have been January. I had to wait 60 days before I could go live. I'm not good on dates.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
I have CRS.
yeah, that's okay.
Lots of it.
So you're not doing this. You didn't post that video yourself yesterday just to be a hater. I mean, just to go after her. I mean, you
No,
you
I
you
don't.
did it like you just said to maybe warn people. This is what happened to me. I hope this doesn't happen to you.
Right. I'm not out here trying to be a bully or anything else. I'm not out here lying. I'm telling you the truth coming from how I feel, what I'm dealing with in my life. My page is about me and my family. And this is a part of us. This is what we're dealing with. It's not just me is dealing with it. The two boys were out there helping their grandpa, so
Mhm.
they're dealing with it. The girls, you best believe a week can come and my granddaughters are going to be helping me. Now, I also work, so my adult children that have free time, they've already got the calls. You better get your butt over here and help your mama. So this is our family. This is what we're dealing with. It just happens to be that this person is on social media and people follow her, and it just happens to be that she invited them to go and like my page,
Yeah,
and she didn't I mean, commonly, if I'm going to help somebody with social media and set them up to help them because they don't know how, and I tell my followers to go to her page, one, she and why should anybody believe her? She's lied to everybody, but she told you all I was a good person. She told you I was really carefree. What now? She's going to want to change her story because I'm talking about my reality.
right.
She I did, she shared me. I would never have known all these people had that not been done.
Yeah,
She put me out there like that. I wanted to come in and talk about raising grandkids. I wanted to talk foster care. I wanted to talk about grief. I wanted to talk about my grandkids, my 16-year-old granddaughter giving me mouth, adult children that still call home thinking mom's the ATM, or
Hmm.
raising kids because addiction. I did not want to bring no drama of Janelle. I did not. But this is my reality. And this is not the only home they're going to see. They might see it the next 5 times.
Yeah.
I got other, it might be another property. I, I don't want drama. I just wanted to be a little bit like a reality thing. That's what I
Yeah.
want my family. And
Plus, I'm sure because this is going live and talking can be therapeutic. It's getting it out of your system, right?
um, it's funny you say that. Yeah. Because when you're so upset, like I was so upset about what was going on, talking to the people who's been watching me, they've messaged me. It helps talking to them. Laura has messaged me. I've talked to her on the phone for hours. I felt so much better after talking. I can't remember them all. I feel much better, and I
Yeah.
feel more grateful that they're in my life to talk to, because I got to vent to them,
Mm.
and I feel better about it. My cat wants in. Let me let my cat in. He'll cry.
Yeah, sure. Let's see, Kitty.
There you go.
I don't know, guys. She's cool people. I like her.
There you go. Sorry, my cat is whining. He's a fat cat, Pat,
That's okay.
and we call him Fat Cat Pat.
All righty. Well, listen, we've gone over an hour already, and you're a lovely lady. Everybody likes you. Everybody likes your that you are sincere and genuine. I don't see anything fake about you. I don't think you're trying to. I don't even think you're trying to hurt her. It's not even about that.
I watch my words very carefully because I am a kind person. I don't want to hurt nobody, but I am going to tell the truth.
Here, I got a question. Michelle, did you know
Yeah.
about all the animals that she had in there?
No. There was only one animal on the lease, and that was the white dog. And that was it. Any other animals besides that, I never had no knowledge of.
Okay.
She was not supposed to have any other animals.
Yeah, they're calling it that was the House of Horrors, that you had no idea what was going on in the House of Horrors. Well, you
No.
know what? Considering everything, I've seen horrible properties, horrible conditions left over, and it could have been a lot worse, I suppose.
Before we get off here, I do want to say something, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Uh, a lot of people say, what, now that she wants to, that I want to come out and say something when I allowed all that to happen. I didn't live in the home. I was not a frequent visitor of the home.
Mhm.
But I can say this, because I guess through a live I said something. So if Megan came over here to give me the rent, I would say, "Are you okay? How are you?" Yeah, I'm good. Are you sure? Because maybe I felt that she looked sad, and I would ask this question, "Are you okay? Everything all right?" And she would say yes. And one time, her hair was cut, and she looked sad. And I'm not saying because her hair was cut, by all means. I'm just saying, I just asked her once again, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" "Yeah." "Are you sure? You can tell me." And I knew nothing about what was going on with that.
Hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." And I did the same thing with Dakin. Um, I noticed that when I first met the young boy, he was very small, petite, not very heavy. And within 2 years, he's gained an awful lot of weight and looks, sad too. And I would say the same thing to him. Neither one of those kids said anything. And the reason, I'm bringing this up is, if you've been abused, you know what abuse is, and you can see it in the eyes of children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I say that because you don't, nobody just asks this kid, "You all right?" There's something, just, they just looked very sadly when they came over here. And I'm not just saying that for anything. I'm just, when people say, "Well, why would you ask them?" if they were okay. I did actually. I asked them to, and they always said yes. So I did want to put that out. I know that was a lot of questions when I looked up your thing. That somebody said, well, you know, I don't believe that she didn't do any. She didn't know nothing about what was going over there. I did
Right.
not know. And when I thought something was wrong with the two kids, I asked them at
Yeah.
different times. So
Yeah, that reminds me of that case recently. I want to say it was New Mexico, maybe Arizona. That little boy wandered out of the house. He escaped and he went to a neighbor's house. Did you ever see this thing?
no,
He rings the doorbell and it's on that camera, the ring camera. And he's asking for help and he's saying that he's hungry. Oh my goodness. And it turns out they were locked up in the house. Police went over there. The girl, I think she was 12 or 14 years old, is sitting on the floor in her bedroom, not even able to talk. She just sat there like in an Indian position and just she wouldn't talk to the police. Like, well, you want to come out or you want to stand up? You're hungry, and she couldn't talk. And they were horrible, horrible situation. And I can't imagine anyone treating kids like that. That's just a
right?
ugh,
I can imagine it, and there's a special place in hell for that, for
yeah,
anybody to abuse child. And you know, I would see the kids playing outside all the time. I did. I could hear them or whatnot. And anytime I went over there and they were playing outside, um, and they're playing outside, I never thought anything of it. I always thought they were so dirty. I did think that. I mean, I play hard outside. I get dirty. My grandkids do, little ones, but this was a little too extreme. And there was, I did see that, but I guess I just excused it because they were outside playing. I think it was Carter. He's got some rotten teeth, and he would talk to me, but still be eating candy. And I just didn't understand. You know, we're responsible. I'm responsible. My husband's responsible for the grandchildren that we take care of.
yeah,
So somebody has to be the adult. So
yeah.
I don't. That's my opinion on that. So
Yeah. Nope. Listen, we will wrap it up right there. I know there's a lot of questions. I couldn't get to all of them, and the comments just keep scrolling so fast. Listen,
sorry.
thank you so much for spending some time with us. I think people, like I said, we got a great feeling from you yesterday, and I wanted to get to know you more and just let you vent a little more. A lot of people are saying, like you said, saying things that perhaps they shouldn't say because they don't know the whole story.
Well, that's everybody. They're all allowed their own opinions. That's
Yeah.
why. So
Well, listen, you keep up the good work there. Maybe we'll check in with you in a few weeks after you fix up the place before you rent it out, and we'll see how you're doing there. But we wish you the very best. Thank you so much, and good luck with your page. And I'm going to be in touch because I got a few tips for you when you go live.
I appreciate it. I am new at this. I'm learning. So anything that can help me learn, show me how to do it. I appreciate it.
I will be in touch with you, Michelle. Have a great afternoon, great evening, and thank you again on behalf of everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Bye. Okay, there we go. That was Michelle, and cool lady. I believe her to be genuine as F. And if I didn't get to some of your questions, I do apologize for that. And oops, there we go. If I didn't get to your question, I apologize, but there was so much going on and the comments were scrolling pretty quick. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Any other questions you might have for her, feel free to sign up to her page. It's on Facebook. It's called Sweet and Crazy. Her picture is on the is on her profile pic, and it seems like if you're nice to her, she's gonna be nice to you. So you know, just be nice. Thank you for being here, everyone. I do appreciate it. If you haven't given the show a like, give it a like. Follow if you would, if you like as well. And I'm gonna be back later. I got some other stuff, other drama, local drama to talk about. And So I'll tune in back later this evening. Let's see, 9 o'clock ish. How's that? Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.